What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
We're back. We're back at it. Another tournament video. This is your boy Busta.
Move and are we finishing each other's sentences now? Jesus.
Yeah.
And co-host Dave.
Co-host Dave. So sorry, it's been a while. We haven't actually played since the last tournament, Lincoln, and so the last battle report you saw. Lincoln was actually played like in May, but I posted the battle reports really late, so it's been a couple May, June, July ago, August, September, August. It's been like 5 months. So
Time flies.
Time for the next tournament, Quest for Atlantis. It was a grand tournament, 5 games, 46 players signed up, and this is our pre-tournament video. So we're just gonna go through our list and our thoughts about the tournament, and the battle reports will come up next.
Yes.
So the rule pack here, it's in Swedish, but we'll go over what's important. What's most interesting, I think, is that it's 5,000 points, which I appreciated. The way the tournament, the TOs reasoned was like now most people have found their net list and are copying ETC list and so what. So by increasing it to 5k, we'll see a lot more different lists and people will try new things.
Yep.
Yeah, and nothing special here. Yeah, it's gonna be best overall, best painted army, sportsmanship, and so on. They were really strict about painting. I'm hoping there's gonna be a lot of good-looking armies, but because they were like zero tolerance for like you can't show up with a non-painted army and just don't care about the
painting score. Yeah, that's what's the problem for me. Like, sure, I get that I have to paint my, like, for instance, zombies, but I couldn't place a non-painted model on the table. So even my zombies, which were supposed to be resurrected or increased in number, were
resurrected.
No, not resurrected. Summoned. Even those zombies had to be painted, otherwise I couldn't place them on the table. So yeah, they were really strict with the painting rules.
Yeah.
Paint rules. Sorry.
So also very interesting. We're gonna play the new deployment types and the new objectives. So during the battle reports, you're gonna get our feedback on those too. I'm looking forward to trying them out. You know, you can't really praise or bash anything before you try it. So we'll see how it goes. That's about it for the rule pack. So let's go to the lists. We'll start by going through our own list, or just in general for the tournament, about the spread. It was a pretty bad spread. Like at least all of the armies were there, but like out of the 16 armies, maybe
16.
Yeah, there's 16 different armies.
16 armies. Yeah, sorry.
Maybe 8 of the different armies only had like one player playing them, and the other 8 armies had like a lot of players playing them. So Highborn Elves was the most represented army and had 8 players out of 48. That's really high. Then we had like Orcs and Goblins and Dwarves and Vampire Counts had like 5 each.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And then there was a couple of more that had 4 players each. I think it was something like maybe Demon Legions.
Yeah, Demon Legions are popular.
Yeah, Demon Legions were popular. What else was popular?
Those we mentioned, basically.
Yeah. So a lot of those, and like only one Undying Dynasties, only one Dread of player, only one. What do we have more? Like only two Empire players. Yeah, there was a lot of Sauron Ancients and Ogres too, 4 players of each. Only one Warriors of the Dark God player, only one Kingdom of Equity player, I think. So that was interesting. And to the lists then, we'll take it in the order they come. I think you'll be first, David.
Yeah.
Here you are. So what are you playing?
Vampire counts as always. Trying out a new list, which I haven't play tested. As always, I go in unprepared, hoping for place numero uno. Anyhow, it's pretty straightforward. It's a huge block of skeletons with halberds and...
Wait. Are you aiming to place numero uno?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, Jesus. Yeah, as I said, 60 skeletons, strength 4, armor piercing, weapon skill 5 with a war banner, and accompanying that is a Lamia vampire. She's only there to buff the unit, so her combat capability is mediocre at best for a vampire, of course. And other than that, basically when I made the list, when I was finished with the big stuff like the skeletons and the shrieking horrors, which I really wanted since the last tournament, but I got my ass handed to me by what are they called? Scourge of Wrath. Yeah. So I really wanted the shrieking horrors.
Yeah.
I had like 380 points left, and I couldn't pick anything from the good category. I could have gone with more Wraith, but I didn't have the models, so that's why I have the 11 Baron Knights, just for like 2 extra scoring units. Just trying to march up and claim the objective if the opportunity presents itself, and extra stuff. They are not expensive, so 1 unit is expensive. I see that now, but anyhow, so my list was a what's the word for it? I had a plan at first, but in the end, it just is threw something together, and this is what we're looking at.
All right. So,
but I'm not displeased though. It's just.
You think it's a good list?
It's okay, I guess. It's okay. I don't think an E2C player would play it, but I'm not an E2C player, so
yeah,
I'm playing it.
So what were your what are you aiming for, and what do you think are your strengths and weaknesses?
Alright, I'm aiming for basically the top third. So if there are 46 players, I would say at least place 17 is good, right? Probably 17, 15.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's right about where I think I'm that good at least. So I can place above average, but not too far above. I'm humble.
Yeah. All right. Anything about your strengths and weaknesses, or are you like?
Yeah, I think my strengths. That skeleton block it's hard. It's somewhat killy, but it's hard to take down. So yeah, my MSU list, shooting list wouldn't be a problem, except for my shrieking horrors and spawns. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm pretty well rounded for a vampire list. I think.
All right. You're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Let's see if we can find me here somewhere. Here I am.
There you are.
So, you see my name again? It's too late. Show you every tournament. God damn it. Okay.
It's not a secret.
It's a secret. Oh man, I remember I was stressed out. I was like, the first tournament we did this mistake, I was like, fuck.
The thing is, if anyone's watching this video, they will not judge us for it anyhow.
Yeah, it's true. So, I usually try to play pretty well-rounded lists. I think this is a well-rounded list, but I'm probably a bit more invested in combat than most Highborn Elf lists. So I'm I'm rocking double Prince on Lion Chariot. One with 1 up 4 up Bluffers, the other with 1 up 4 up regen, 3 up ward against magical attacks. A Mage on Divination with Ring of Fire and Asfad Scholar, so a little extra range. And I'm going without the BSP, so I'm trying. The theory here is the princes are really good, but you can't fit 2 princes, a mage, and a BSP. So I go with Divination. That's also pretty good, and just try to get by with my leadership 10 and my Divination attribute called Blooded. So I can fit a little extra stuff instead of the BSP. Core is just 20 spears, 20 archers, 3 units of chaff, a Lion Guard block, a Knight of Ryma block, and 3 bolt throwers. So I have some shooting, I have good magic, I have good combat, and I would say like my strengths and weaknesses, pretty similar to last time. Like I'm pretty good against monsters, anything that causes fear, if they only have like a moderate amount of shooting, and yeah, that's the biggest strengths. It's well rounded, so I don't have a lot of hard strengths or hard counters, but if it's anything I fear, it's probably a lot of, when it comes to shooting, like catapults, like all elves fear catapults almost, and cannons also.
Cannons?
Yeah, just because of my princess.
Alright, yeah.
If we're going like really detailed, like if somebody has strong mundane flaming shooting, that can take down one of my princes pretty easy, because I get no regen or no ward save against it. So
yeah, that's true.
for example, previously I faced like a block of bombardiers with flaming banner, stuff like that. It's pretty scary. Also, pyromancy isn't too fun to be up against. I'm not as weak against pyromancy as a lot of elf lists, but I still don't like pyromancy.
Nobody likes pyromancy, I think, except chaos. But you don't.
No elves likes pyromancy, at least. Like there's some lists that deal with it pretty well, like chaos, some demons lists.
Some, but yeah, pyromancy is not you never want to beat it, taking the fireball to the face, but you have a lot of armor. Sure, they can take out your archers perhaps and your shaft, but other than that,
it can force a lot of panic tests, and I don't have a BSP.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have a BSP. Yeah, pyromancy. It's a bitch.
Yeah, so I'm probably aiming to. Yeah, I've placed average. I've placed above average. Like my last tournament, Lincoln, where there was it felt like a really high level of competition. I placed average, but I feel I'm a little above average. So I probably my goal is top 10. Then I'm satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And if
satisfied with top 10.
Yeah,
okay.
No, that's the goal. But
top 10 works.
The top 10 is like my goal, and like let's say in the upper third half, I'm
okay.
satisfied. If I'm like in the middle average, that's more like not a disappointment, but like I feel that's where I've been, and I'm trying to get better. So obviously I want to beat that score.
Exactly.
So I'm
top goal, top 10. Otherwise, top third.
Yeah.
All right. Pretty reasonable.
And just looking through the list here, like if we make some predictions, I feel like it's I don't know if this is internationally or a Swedish thing, but I feel like there's a lot of shooting, a lot of pyromancy.
Yep.
A lot of catapults. Yeah. So, for example, the other 7 Highborn Elf list, I feel like most of them were more shooting than me, and I have 3 bolt throwers, 20 archers. Like Most of them max out on shooting with Pyromancy, Skull Splitter, both Elu, Queen's Guard, Flame Phoenixes. Like there's a lot of shooting. A lot of Orcs lists with tons of shooting and Pyromancy, stuff like that. Do you agree?
Yeah, and as we when we saw the list for the first time, we weren't sure if
that's true.
the thing is, we don't know if we have gotten better at the game, so we can see a good list directly, or if just the competition has gotten better since we started playing in tournaments 2 years ago.
It's basically like if we back up just a year or a year and a half, we would go through the lists, and it feels like the lists were weaker, and the people we faced, like of course they were better players than us in the tournament, but generally, like on average, the skill level was a bit lower. And now it feels like when we go through the list, most of them feel like really optimized, really hard. There's not like a lot of bullshit. And
solid lists.
Yeah, and we said the same thing about Lincoln.
Lincoln
like
was horrible.
Yeah, but it feels like we don't know if we were so bad before that we couldn't recognize a good list, or just that we are so now the people haven't gotten better, we have gotten better, so we can read the list better, or if people actually have gotten better, right?
Yeah,
that's like the conundrum. But I would say
it can be a mix of both, actually.
I would say looking at this, it feels like the competition is good, better than T&Q, but not as extreme as Lincoln.
No, Lincoln was pretty extreme.
Lincoln was fucking hardcore.
Hardcore players.
But I think that's it. So next up, we're gonna see some battle reports.
Yeah.
Alright.